Alright, so today I messed up the spur gear on the FG fifth scale. So I'm going to take this time to try and take out the diffs and get the diffs and fill them up with some new 500,000 weight diff oil. And I'm also going to try to figure out how to seal them up. They don't come sealed from factory, so hopefully I can get them sealed up real good so the 500,000 weight diff oil that I put in there doesn't leak out again. Alright, now I got all the parts apart. I took off the electronics as well. I'm going to clean up the chassis since the original grease that I put in there got all over the belt and the belt's sticking to the chassis. So now I'm going to take it apart, clean it up real good. Alright, so now that I got the chassis all cleaned up, I'm going to stick this back in there so I can move on to the front diff and let it dry, because I can't pull out these dog bones or else it'll leak. So I'm going to put it back in. I'm gonna put it back in so that I could put these guys on and mount it in place, and I can drop the CVD axles for the back in, and then it won't leak while I let it dry. So I'm gonna pop this guy on. Pop this guy on. So now before I put it down in the chassis, I need to flip this up, because these don't bend as good as you think. So what I'm going to do is one at a time. So I'm going to pull this guy out and up. I'm going to pull this guy out real quick before it leaks out. I'm going to get this one in there. So now I got one in there. The belt, don't worry about it too much. You can get it once you're done. I'm going to pull this guy out. Now I'm going to get this axle slid up in there. Alright, perfect. So now I got the axle slid in there. I can lock this down into the chassis like that. These axles are pretty much in all the way. Now I can pull on the belt, make sure I get the belt sitting right. I don't like to put things together with a power tool. I take it apart with a power tool, but I put it back together by hand because it's plastic. I don't want to strip nothing, so alright, now it's nice and tight. Double check that I got the belt sitting flat. Looks good. My axles are plugged in all the way, shouldn't leak. I'm going to leave it like that for now, and I'm going to let it dry so I can move on to the front. Alright, so now that I got the discs back in, I got them all back together, back in the car. I'm about to put it back together. I'm not going to show on video how to put it back together. Basically, it's just the opposite of it coming apart. So that's pretty much what it looks like. I got the back diff sitting in there, and I'm about to start doing the front diff, so stay tuned. Alright, so now that I got the car back together, you can tell the diffs are way tighter. It's not as open differential as it was before, front and rear. Before it wouldn't do that. I would just spin one tire the opposite direction like it's doing, but it wouldn't even move the other tires. The back's a little tighter. I didn't pack it too much, so but it came out good. Hopefully I sealed them up good enough to where they ain't gonna give us a problem.